Hello, can you hear my voice? Hello, can you hear my voice? Is my voice clear? Tell me. Okay, it's good. It's it's been very hard for me to find a suitable workplace, but here we are. I hope it's clear. Finally, we're a bit relieved with the news and the ceasefire. Yes, so I think I can buy a journal now. Remember when I told you that my head would be hurting me whenever I'm working on the screen? It was actually because of those I needed glasses, and I didn't know that. I thought, yes, I thought I would be like very overwhelmed when I heard that there's a ceasefire and everything ends and finally we're like in peace. But I don't know. I feel it was weird for me to hear it because we've had a ceasefire before, but as you say, it was broke. Like, so I don't know. Like, I wish this time everything becomes um, better and go as planned. By the way, tell me, how's the new glasses? I looked for different shapes, but I felt this one was the most suitable one because, like, my round face, you know. So happy for you, beautiful and great people, guys. We are happy to finally. And how are you? Tell me about you. I don't know. I feel my neck is a bit weird. I am not like used to myself with glasses. I don't know. Trying to get used to it, but um, definitely it made like a change. I had a bigger problem. I would go and try to work on the screen and on the phone, and whenever I get on the phone, 10 minutes, approximately like 40 minutes, and my head starts to hurt me, and that was very bad because it would be consistently like it would be consistent hurting me for a long period of time. And even when I go off screen and go back to the shelter, I needed to put myself to sleep so the headache would go. I thought it was because I needed sugar, but I took a treat and no, it wasn't the sugar. I thought, okay, maybe I needed water. I took water, but also it wasn't the water. And I am very privileged to be able to actually get those. So your head hurts when you wear glasses. I feel that's weird. Maybe your glasses aren't suitable for you. They talked about going back to North maybe on, not really sure, maybe tomorrow or on Monday. But there's a high chance that we don't actually get back to the North. Don't know till now because, as you may know, we've lost our home, so we could go in a tent. So don't really know actually. No, the most thing that I'm really so excited about that finally, there is peace. There is no more evacuations. So I am able to rest a bit, get my thing. Like I wanted a journal, I'm gonna get a journal. If I wanted to color, I'm gonna get my colors. You know what I mean? So this is a feeling that I've been missing for 2 full years. It's definitely weird. I don't know. I hope again this time everything goes as planned because I mean enough. Don't you think it is enough? I'm not in my home. I told you before that I'm in a workplace. I've been looking for a suitable workplace where I'd be able to connect to the internet, have like a strong connection, and do my work. And this is the place I found, and it was very good that I was able to find such maybe a calm place. Yeah, but of course with the ceasefire now, everything would become way easier for us to get the internet at home, electricity, etc. So yeah, you know the one thing maybe it's funny a bit. There was two parts of the evacuation documentary, right? I've uploaded a one and I had to do the second part. But when I'm focusing on making a good piece of content, it's gonna take a lot of time and I'll be procrastinating. But the main problem was the headache. So now, when I solved the problem of the headache, the war has ended. So I don't know. Should I really work on part two or just forget about it? What do you think? There's yeah. Do you think I have a good career in media? I feel now I'd be more going forward, quick, easy, edited videos because it's not gonna take a lot of while and Now I'm focused more on consistency and growing rather than perfectionism. I guess that would be a better step. It's beautifully planted, like I see it and may bloom into the most beautiful and bountiful garden for all the people of Palestine. Inshallah. I mean, um, we need we need to regain our peace again, to feel the calmness, to just have a normal day. Now about my studies. So now I'm actually waiting for my scores to get out to see how I did in the exams and to know all these details. Um, so and then I think I'm gonna go for applying to scholarships, as I said. So right now the thing that is like a barrier between me and applying to scholarships is the scores and the certificate. Thank you everyone for keeping me in your mind. Like each one of you, the energy, the time they take in order to show the support, it's very appreciable. The ceasefire has entered the application time. So yes, now it is supposed to be a lasting peace, a permanent peace. Hopefully everything would be going as planned. Inshallah. يعني. And now for the the major, it's a bit foggy for me because if you ask me like before all of this, I'd be like, I have a very determined way and a very clear path. I'm gonna just graduate high school, go to dentistry, open my centers. That's it. Everything is clear. But now with all 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 these things happening, it's a bit foggy because I'm highly depending on finding a scholarship to complete my education. And if I'm only gonna be focusing on dentistry or medicine, a bit limiting my ability, you know, or limiting my chances. So that's why I've put many interests like dentistry, law, and business studies. I know a lot of people says that the future is gonna be for the AI and the quantum computers, etc. But I wish I loved technology to the point I would study programming and all these things, you know. I feel it's way too complicated for me. Maybe it's not complicated, but I don't think I don't think that would be my career. Yes, for the one for unknown GM, I understand what you're saying. The cabinet, as far as I saw in the news, they signed the agreement, but the cabinet will take a look at the agreement. I don't know what would they gonna do on 5 p.m. So it's currently 3:35 p.m. that Trump has said or announced. So I don't know. I wish everything becomes and goes as planned. And that's it. I know that basic programming is being done by AI. I'm not gonna be like a software engineer, but I mean AI majors. Thanks for everyone here supporting. Um, just I don't feel really comfortable in the place here to call each one by his name. Thanks everyone. I hope that my voice is clear because I don't want to be rewatching this and seeing that I was not talking. AI social world. Interesting name. Okay, it's amazing that the voice is clear. Do you have any questions? I wish I was able to do more like like things to celebrate, but I don't see like something or I don't see a thing that I can do to celebrate. I feel I'm too traumatized to be like that overwhelmed with the news, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Computers. Oh, yeah, computers. Studied computers. Isn't healthy. Yeah, it isn't healthy. That's why the optical specialists, I guess, made those glasses blue cut, so they would prevent the blue rays coming out of screens and laptops and phones, which is amazing. Um, yeah, so glad you're okay. Thank you. And I'm glad that we're all okay. We lived through our traumas in the Bosnian war. It gets better. I believe so. I believe it gets better anyway. Environmental or agriculture science might be a good idea for rebuilding. Maybe agriculture too. Architecture. You also have a gift for languages and communication, so you could go into translation or even politics. Didn't you dare say politics in front of me? I hate it. I have my personal point of views about it. I understand it in a way away from the media, but I would not rather to actually be in the field. Absolutely not. You mentioned two barriers to a scholarship. What are the barriers? It was actually one barrier, I guess, which is I'm waiting for my scores to get out to see how I did in the exams to be able actually to apply. That's it. Would you want to do something related to storytelling and oral history? Like what? I don't feel I quite understand you. Hope you achieve everything you want, dear. You too. How about medicine? Anything health related? Looks like your hernia came a bit late because of I've addressed this point before, but I'm gonna say it again. Um, I was actually planning on going for dentistry, maybe medicine, but it wasn't like that much. But I was really convinced with dentistry, and then having my clinics, and there we go, the business is built. But currently, I think it's more foggy because, hold on, I'm gonna put the charger on. With everything we saw, I feel with the amount of trauma we've had, um, in my case, I need time to regain my full capacity and full power mind-wise to be able to comprehend all this amount of science, but also I want to widen my my chances in scholarships and not be limiting myself to only medical fields. So I've put three interests, which is dentistry or medicine, law, and business. So yeah, do you have your school transcript in English? You mean certificate? I haven't received my certificate yet, but we can make that. If a career was handed to you in a silver platter, what would it be and what joy would it bring to your life? Why is it a silver platter and not a golden platter? But that I'm more looking to a business rather than a career. But also, every field can be turned into a business. Like every field. Every field in your mind, you can turn it into a business. To understand my point, and that is why it is foggy to me. And it's more of having a sustainable profit or like a sustainable source of income rather than a joy. You understand the point? I'm not looking for a career for joy because there are a lot of ways to get joy without being involved in any career. I guess that's my point. Thank you for your friendship. There are loud squeezing noise covering your face. Mm. Wait, is it better now? I feel the voice now would be better. Tell me, is the voice now better? Yes, yes, Randa Marie. What? That's great. You can hear me clearly. Mm. There's a buzzing. That's the problem. I don't know. Those are like both things recently, but it looks like the problem is with the place I put those in the laptop. Could you understand what I'm talking? Like if I get um, headphones, earphones that are the same from the same company as the laptop, I guess that would be better. Not quite sure. So, you think maybe I shouldn't care about the buzzing? Oral history is the collection and study of historical information from people, families, important events, everyday life, through transcribing interviews. The interviews are people who participated. I think I need to reread that again. So it's more of like I need to know the language to transcribe the sentences and then know what the people were talking about in the interview. Is that what you mean? And observed past events and meant to be preserved. Okay. I have a feeling you will be good in anything you choose, my friend. You're passionate away. Thank you. You want me to tell you something? Maybe it's Premier Jack Connector, I think. What does Jack Connector mean? Mm, it's pretty much what you do with YouTube, but a form of modern oral storytelling. Okay. Is there a measure for that? I feel if I'm doing it without a measure, what would the measure actually add to me? Get my point? Twist and wiggle the connector. Okay. I'm gonna try to twist it and tell me if it gets better or not. Okay? Hello, 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 hello. Where's okay? But wait a second. How is it now? How is it now? Hello. Is there any buzzing? Is there? There's buzzing. Wait, wait. How about now? Is there a buzzing or no? I'm trying to get no buzzing. No buzzing? That is great. You know what I did? I took off the charger. This is the problem. But why? When I put this alongside that, it creates the buzzing. But weird, right? Yes, I knew this from physics. No, actually, by experience. The sound of electricity must have been better for a company making laptops. You know what I mean? A magnetic field. I know. The current in a cable reduces the magnetic field. Also, the magnetic field, when it changes, it can also make electricity around it. So I know this. It got bad when I said put the charger on. What do you mean? Do you mean I give bad decisions? No, it's not broken. It's actually the charger. It is the original one, so it's not. Nice to see you too. Nautical. I hope I can read your name right. So wonder to see you too. Mephistopheles. I hope I'm reading your names right. Don't come for me. I'm trying. Tell me, are you able to get clean water and food where you are? We have all been praying for you and your families. Actually, I've been thinking about that for those 2 days, like because um, like yesterday's night, my health was starting to get really, really, really bad. I think my voice is clear that it isn't good. You know what I mean? I have runny nose. You know, it's fall, and everything everywhere is polluted. So we have to catch some sicknesses, and I was really bad. My throat, I had a sore throat, I had runny nose, everything was awful, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I was able to connect with my followers and tell them to pray for me because like each time I tell you, like pray for me or for my health or etc. They actually things get better. So yes, I appreciate all your prayers. Yesterday, it was around 10 p.m. and at night, when it's at night, it's very risky and dangerous to get out, as you all know. Especially there's like no internet, no electricity, like complete darkness. So you gotta be like real away from risks. But my brother insisted on taking the gallons and going for the water station because he said at that time no one would be there. It would be empty, and I would get my gallons done early without waiting long lines. My mom wasn't happy with that. She said, like, no, don't go. It's risky, it's dark, it's like we don't want anything bad to happen. But he insisted. He actually got the water done. So, yes, we've got clean water. Thank God. And he didn't wait it so long. Great to see you again. Great to see you all. Thank you. I am actually. Hmm, you want me to tell you something? Come on. Is the buzzing back? He's strengthened endurance because this old lady's doing, especially with the glasses. And now I need to get the knitting things, so I'd be like making crochet and giving you some advice. It's gonna be amazing. Welcome everyone from Canada, and I barely saw people from India and Pakistan. Welcome everyone. Glasses Club, definitely. Brazil, welcome. I have, I know, wait, I know people in Brazil speak Portuguese, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know why I feel Portuguese is just a dialect of Spanish. Is it true? Tell me. Is okay, I know it's from Latin, but is it a dialect of Spanish or a complete different language? I'm gonna just is it better? Portuguese not dialect but sounds familiar. Uh-huh, okay. Portuguese and Spanish are Roman languages, but separate languages, but don't they have don't they have similarities like in grammar, basic like words? I think they're different languages but similar, kinda like English and German. Come on. How come English and German are look alike? Convince me. I was told they can't understand each other. Really? They sound similar but different languages, but many similarities between the two. Uh-huh, okay. Thank you. Gracias. Obrigado, for example. Uh, how is my accent? I'm so good at this. If you don't know, I've started learning Spanish like maybe a year ago. It was so long, but I've, of course, wasn't able to complete. But I know how to read Spanish. Maybe not every word, but I have basic things. Um, Hola, of course. Uh, I forgot how to say I am Randa. I know it's okay to swear. There are a lot of similarities between Spanish and Arabic. Lots of love from UK. Stay safe. Stay safe. You too. Appreciate it. Dora, explora. Yes, you don't say like English. This it's a beautiful language, yeah. Buenos dias. I know this. English and German are extremely similar if you take into account how vowel sounds changed in English. If you know that, you can read most German knowing English and understand most of it. Oh, really? You were an example for all of us. I hope everything gets well soon. Inshallah, everything gets well very soon. And appreciate your time. Buzzing is completely gone. What a good news you have said. Thank you. Buenos dias, amigos and senoritas. Let me tell you what he just said. He said, "Good morning, my friends and ladies," or ladies and gentlemen, right? Can I ask, how's your English so good? Do you most speak English in Gaza? Sorry, Solig. Why feeling sorry while you are just asking a question? Come on. It's also very weird for me in in the English language when people, for example, you have like a bad experience and they would be saying like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry you have to go through this." Like, why are you sorry? It's not your fault. What's going on? By the way, we do not speak English here in Gaza. However, I've actually talked about my process in learning um, English language and my tips. You can watch that on my fourth live on this channel. Check it out. You can apply for a scholarship in Spain. Come on, I'm still an A1. But why not? Hope all is well at your end, and may God finally ease the suffering. I mean, and make things easier for you and all the people over here. Inshallah, dude. If you could learn any language, what would it be? I actually can learn any language, and don't say this as a flex. I say this as a common sense for everyone because as long as your brain having the full capacity, you can do anything. And it's just not like a self improvement motivational speech. This is just the truth, and you can actually get your full potential. However, let's get back to the point. I would really love, for example, first of all, to speak Spanish well, Italian. Italian sounds well, sounds very good to my ears. Also, French and Russian. I feel this goes well. For Wisma, welcome. For French, I've always like when I hear the French songs, they would be like very, very, very good. Okay, the language sounds very well. But there was a song that really clicked to my mind because you know how French songs actually you don't really hear every letter they say. You understand? For example, there's a song called Je veux. I think it's called means I love something like that. It talks how I love simplicity, I love joy, I love happiness. I don't really look for expensive things, etc. So they say, je veux l'amour, la joie. So it's l'amour. There's R. There's no. They say l'amour, la joie. Anyways, but I found a song I don't know if it's being sang from a native speaker or from a foreigner because he says every letter. It is bonjour, mademoiselle, you know, ti Julie, ti bella, adigi Daniela. He definitely pronounces everything wrong, but it is good. I liked it. People speak too fast and too many words planned together for me to keep up with the French. Yes, it's hard. Did you see all people across the world protesting for your? Not all of them, to be honest, but I've seen quite like good amount of videos. And one thing that gave me a moment of realization. Neom, I hope I'm reading your name right. Thank you and welcome. Uh, maybe in the last, not last, one of the last lives I've told you guys. One of you told me like, oh, I go to protesting for you, for Gaza, etc. And I said, whenever someone tell me like that, I'd be so happy to see you send me videos and photos because I'd love to see like the at the moment. You got my point? And I was surprised that actually people got my plea and sent me photos for them protesting, and that felt amazing. That like, oh, there are literally people who took the time to actually visit my Instagram and send me those videos and photos. That's great. I like the pronunciation of the Japanese words. I'm just a bit confused to the symbols. Well, not only Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, they all have symbols, and it's a bit weird for me, like how people kept on those symbols and did not like forget, for example, because I feel letters are easier to comprehend than symbols. And I actually think, like, really long ago, I was like, ah, I forgot to tell you, I want to learn Chinese. I feel it's the country, you know? Like in 10 years, I feel it is gonna be number one. How about talking about that in another session? But for, yeah, it clicked to my mind that, oh, I want to learn Chinese. And I started taking lessons on Talik. Talik actually is a channel and a platform that's both from an Arabic Egyptian guy. I really appreciate this man, Ibrahim Adel. He has a channel called Zid American English. It has over 10 million subscribers, and he's the man that gave me so much. I learned English with him. It was amazing. One of the ways. Let's get back to Talik. Okay, and he at the first of the course he was explaining like that each symbol actually came from a word, and like for example, this symbol means sun, and he really explains it very well. So it's interesting how they kept up with those symbols. Yes, learning Mandarin would be a huge asset. Definitely. السكر is sucker in Norwegian, so similar. Sucker. Hmm, interesting. I was gonna, yes, I actually have some thoughts, okay? I'm half Arab, but don't know how Arabic, trying to learn it, but it is so hard. Got you. Go on YouTube, write Talik, the Arabic course, and they actually explain Arabic for foreigners. Let me write it for you. I hope that would help. Talik actually is an Arabic word that is, it's not talik, it's taliq, means, what it means, wait, fluent, is fluent. So it is a good choice for like naming a language course with talik, you know what I mean? You're such an inspiration to me. Thank you. Your love for life during such a devastating period is just amazing. I'm so glad that I have got to know you. And your family is sending you so much love and prayers. Sending all my followers support, peace, and prayers. And wallahi, like, I really haven't done anything. I'm just a person trying to navigate my life, navigate my way in this life. But I'm glad I had that like impact on you. Okay, let me jump to the point that I was about talking. I forgot very easy. This is so bad. Hi Randa, I'm a student from Saudi. Who is about your age? I'm so happy to hear about the ceasefire. We are happy too. Hmm, hmm. Is it true about the ceasefire? Well, I don't know. I hope, not wish, not wish. I hope. Well, it it has been put to application, and inshallah everything goes as planned. I was talking about what? Forgot. Let me remember. Oh, let me make my point before I forget it. I actually am thinking about, if, like, for example, because a lot of you have asked me about, like, my English, how my English is so good, my accent, etc. So I am thinking about making speaking classes, English speaking classes. How would that sound? Not really sure about the idea, but I think, like, for example, if I when I was like at elementary, not elementary, prep school, trying to practice my English, I would go to free websites like Free for Talk, etc., trying to participate with foreigners, you know, but it wasn't always going quite well. So I feel maybe if like you had the chance to have a speaking class with me, I'm not gonna be like a real educator or a real teacher, like teaching you grammar, etc., etc. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be more of a fun way to practice your English, and I'll be trying to help you through my experience. How does that sound? I feel, I feel it is a good idea. Tell me what you think about it. Wait, let me create a poll. Answer the poll. Let's see. Let's see your thoughts. That's smart because you do speak very well, above average, and you also seem natural breaking things down. I'm just so professional at this. No, now I don't have to say this. I need like I'm so professional for this with my glasses. You get experience to see if you might want to become a real teacher one day. I'm not really fully gonna take that as a career, but maybe some classes here and there. You can get experience to see if you might be. Oh, I've read this. Suffering of Jesus for single believer, suffering of the city for the state will soon be granted in peace. I don't quite understand. Remember you told us about the 80/20 thing? Helped me so much doing my work. Oh, that is great news. You can use English as a connection and learning tool, of course. It's always good to polish a second language, definitely. But you know these things. Sometimes it clicks to my mind that I wish that my language was the international language. You know, I feel like how privileged are the people who are actually English native speakers because like anywhere in the world, okay, I'm talking about third third countries to be specific. If you've got a good good chance for studying or for work, you need to have a second language. You could be really the top of your class, the top of your job, the top CV, etc. If you don't have that language, nothing would really help you, and it seems so annoying to me. You got my point? Arabic and French will be the most widely spoken languages soon by 2050. 2050. Are you for real? Is this a good or bad news? What's the question? Like, should you teach English classes? Not quite should I, but the question is, do you support English speaking? Uh, what's the question? Classes? Let me see. Yes, English speaking classes. It's not gonna be like a formal class. I'm gonna teach you grammar, how to say, how to end, how to start. It's gonna be like a speaking session for you to practice your speaking and try to give yourself a moment to phrase sentences, talk about your opinions, and try to express yourself. And as a person who, with a lot of people saying that I am very good at expressing myself and has pretty well speaking things, I might help you. I could assist you through my experience. I could give you like some resources I use, for example, to better my listening, resources I use to better, or habits I use to better my speaking. So this is all. As an English speaker, most of us are too lazy to learn other languages. You have the best of both worlds and a willingness to learn. Good on you. Well, that's the point. Actually, like the the need for us to learn, like as if, like for example, I'm speaking Arabic, French, Portuguese, Spain. Not quite important, but you speak English. Oh, very well. You have better opportunities than a lot of people. You got my point. I want to also learn English from you. Definitely, definitely a good thing. Will be great as a teacher. This is what I meant earlier. Even when everything you have been through, you want to help others. Uh, how about I give you my thought? Let me like take this moment to talk about my thoughts about helping or giving support. Okay, um, even during tough times, my father made sure to help others, and sometimes I'd be like those people actually aren't that good. What I meant is like we would help them, and then they would turn their backs behind us, like they turn their backs to us. You know what I mean? They won't give help back. They won't support us back as we supported them. And I was so confused. Like, why would you support someone who would stab you, for example? And they said very important thing to me. He told me, "Do you want to be a reaction? We cannot be a reaction. Be the action." And I'm like, okay. We also, as Muslims, believe that giving support to anyone gets back to you in a way or another. We actually were in a time we needed a lot of support, and like I feel it's like a basic law of life. Some need support, some give support, and that's the cycle of the world. You got my point? And I feel God, or if you don't believe in God, life, the universe, support a person who actually give back to the community or anyone else. That's my thought. I'm starting to learn Japanese. That is amazing. Maybe you can give Palestinian Arabic classes one day. Hmm, maybe. I tried to learn Urdu and I forgot what word it was. I think it's the number four. And then it could also, if not accented correctly, it means okay or cries. He said, never mind, don't say that. So you didn't quite learn the word correctly. Hey from America. Hello from the US. You're awesome. You too. There's something I am going through, which is I don't like truly understand how much of like an impact I have like through social media. Okay, I know I'm a small content creator. Like we have 32.2k subscribers, and that's great. But when I see like people saying, "Oh my God, hey from Brazil, hey from Japan, hey from Canada, hey from the US," I feel like, are they actually like taking the time to watch my life, even when our times are so different? So a bit mind blowing. He taught to keep your heart open even to those who are cold. Your warmth shows. Definitely. It was actually start. It was actually started and confirmed. The given charity will never decrease you. Definitely. Also, I've heard about. Uh, I don't know if it's a fact or a theory, but I've heard it. They made an experiment for people to like try to see what is the most thing that brings people happiness. And oh, they made a competition. They gave people money, something like that, and then they said the people what would they do with the money to see how would they get happiness or something like that. And they discovered that the people who actually gave the money for other people or bought something for other people were more happy than others. Interesting. You're such an inspiration. Love from Australia. Love from Gaza. Welcome. It's 6 a.m. in California. Interesting. Wow. So, like now it's 4:27 p.m. Okay, for you it's 6. So that's around 10 hours. So when it's 12 p.m. here, it's around 2 p.m. there. So are we like, for example, today is 9th of October. Will we go to 10th of October before you? Is that a thing? Welcome, Alexander. I actually knew um, the unique comments that has stories from people. I actually preserve them in my mind with the profile picture. So I know that Alexander, I hope I'm not mistaken, wrote me something that he talked about me in the church, something like that. So I remember you. Well, the question is, do you think or do you support that, like the idea of me giving English speaking classes? It's not gonna be very formal, like teaching you grammars or something like that, but it's a class for you, not particularly you, anyone, to practice your speaking with me, and I would be able to assist you according to my experience as someone who speaks fluently English. I made a mistake. I speak English fluently. Well, people make mistakes. That's also a thing that we need to break. Is the fear of making mistakes. It's okay. Native speakers make significant mistakes. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's more of an experience for you to embrace your speaking skills. Oh, wow, thank you, California. It's already 10 October. It's 10 October? Oh my god, that's weird. Hey, Randa, for your education, choose something like stable like tech and AI if you're interested, because those could get you more attracted towards various job markets. Interesting. You know something who is someone who's in India, and when it's the 10th for them, it will still be the 9th from where I live. So the earth is round. Don't tell me that you do not believe the earth is round, because that's gonna be very weird. مم. كهرباء بتكتشف عليه. No, it's not. America is behind my country, Norway. It's ninth here. Well, so time traveling is possible. If I went to America, I would be time traveler فخلاص. هم بيرجعوا بيجيبوها بتهيألي بس خلاص. مم. خلاص. 12:30 a.m. 10th of October. Interesting. She thought you lived in California because you said California. I think it's not for me, this message. Australia, last I thought you were. Okay. Did you teach Arabic? We would love to learn from you. It needs preparation. I learned English as a language learner, okay? As not as a native speaker. So I go through the process of learning the grammar as a foreigner, reading as a foreigner, etc. However, Arabic, my native language, I haven't really been like trying to learn it as a foreigner, and here's the biggest difference. So it needs a bit of work. Round and sphere, different things, but the Earth may just be flat. So you are from those people who believe in conspiracy. Did I say it right? How about food and aid now? Will that be coming in with the ceasefire? That's what the agreement said, and we hope so, actually. I don't really know, but it is supposed that the truck starts to enter. The earth is flat, depending where you're standing. I was saying, thank you to. You're not. Okay, conspiracy theories are wild. Here in the US, it's crazy. You want me to tell you something? First, I need to ask you something, my followers. Do you see yourself as a different thing from your country or your government? As a separated thing? Because I don't see any problem for me if anyone, for example, came and say, "Oh my God, I don't like this and this and this about Gaza," because I feel like, okay, your opinion. I'm a Gazan, but I'm not holding Gaza on my like under my name, and I need to defend like everything. You got my point? So, if, for example, if I talked about the US in a certain point of view that I'm having, would you be, for example, offended? Or if I talked about France, would you feel offended that I talked about your country or give my opinion about certain things? Yes, I do. Ashley, where are you from, Ashley? So I would talk about your country. I'm American and I won't be offended if you hate the US. Well, they cancelled all our visas as Palestinians, whether you are a patient, a student, or a tourist, so they don't like us. But look, I really want to ask you, U.S. residents, how do you feel? living under that much of capitalism. Like, I feel it is so tiring when everything you need to do, you need to pay money for it, and not just money, like money. And I feel like life is more than just money. So that's why I feel, even if my visas was like accepted, I don't feel it's um, the country of dreams anymore. I feel it's not really supportive for a stable lifestyle. Maybe that's my opinion. I hear a lot of people talking about the problem between not the problem, but I see a lot of people hating on communism. I don't really know what communism is, like really deeply, but I know what capitalism is. But still, I don't feel if you're like, here's the line: if you're the far right or the far left, you're not going well. You need to be in the middle. So if the communist is the far right and the capitalism far left, both aren't well for me. It's super exhausting. I just bought a house, which really just means I'm trapped in a loan for 40 years. I've seen actually a reel about that. Wait, I think. Wait a minute. The electricity has gone, but my phone is 95%. But I don't know if there is still internet here. If my phone still has internet, I would continue the live here on my phone. And if there is no internet, then I'm gonna need to go and see you soon. Oh, there's an internet. Okay, I'm gonna just go off here and get back here. Okay, inshallah, I'll be able to do that. See you soon. Bye. Wait a minute.